Well, let's just go ahead and jump in and help you get some results here. So this really is live job search coaching. I hope you're in a place with a level of privacy where you feel comfortable enough to talk about where you're at in terms of your
I'm
current
very
role, where
comfortable.
you want to be. Yeah, all right, perfect. So
I'm
let's
good.
just go ahead and love it. Let's just go ahead and jump in. How's your job search going? How long have you been searching for a role?
I have been searching. One thing I do, my resume stay in rotation.
Love it.
Um, it does. It has to because my goal is to transition into higher ed. I'm
Okay.
currently working on my PhD, and
Hmm.
so that's where I want to be. K-12 has been great, but I'm trying to see if there's still a purpose for me in K-12. And just based
Hmm.
upon where I see and the situation that I'm in this area, in this particular state, in this particular city, it is hard for me
Hmm.
to continue to allow and sit back and see people do children in any type of way. Literally every job I have applied for this summer, I have received. Um, I submit applications. I have had conversations. I've had, they do the uh, the little phone call with the 30-minute call to see if you're going to be a good candidate.
Yep.
Everybody's saying no, and so I understand. I understand that you have to say no. There have been some positions that I've applied for that basically said, "Hey, you don't even meet the minimum requirement," and that is untrue. Because not only do I have a bachelor's, but I have two master's degrees, and so
Okay.
I need to understand where's that coming from. And a gentleman
Okay.
just called me out of the blue on Friday about a job and said, "Hey, I think this would be a great opportunity for you. Fill out the application." I did it on Friday. I got the email on Monday. And so I texted him back, like, please explain to me, because you could tell it was a generated email. And so my concern was, how can you just choose or assume that I don't meet the minimum requirements? Because when I apply
Okay.
for jobs, I read the descriptions before I even apply.
Mhm.
And so
Okay.
my goal is I will stay in K-12 at least for the next year or 2 years until I finish my degree. However, I do want to make a transition. This is the
Okay.
challenge that I am seeing in my field. Because I have more time in K-12 than I do higher ed, and I was an adjunct instructor and all of that stuff. Now I have more years in K-12 than in higher ed. And so now it's like, how can I pivot? How can I adjust into this space with my transferable skills, number one, but also with my education?
Let's do it. So how long? Okay, so it stays in rotation. Got it. So that answers that question. Let's talk about three different ways to get a job, and you're going to be familiar with all of them. The first one is cold applications. Just you go on the website, you see the application, you apply for it, whatever happens after. Then there's recruiters that come to you because they're looking to fill roles and you appear to be a match and they reach out. We all know about that. The third one, we all know about this one as well, which is the hidden job market, which means people, connecting with people that are in the know that say, hey, we want you for this role. And that's one of the best ways to get a role. So my question is, in terms of the hidden job market, two things come to mind. Number one, I hear your concern about more time for one than the other, more time K through 12 than higher ed. And your industries better than I do. But the fact that you're bringing that up, I think we can just say, yeah, let's include that as a possible reason for denial in terms of them not moving you forward, and let's find a way to address it and
Correct.
overcome that objection from a sales standpoint. So one of the first things that comes to mind is, what is the role you want in higher ed?
The role that I want in higher ed, and I know I got to get in, and I got to get in, and I have to work my way up. My goal, ultimate goal, is to be a vice president. And I mean, I don't want to be the president. I don't want to be the face of the school. However, I still want to do like VP of student personnel, student affairs, anything that's related to students, because of the fact that, really quick, as an adjunct instructor, I had kids come to college like, because I don't know what I'm doing. And so that's why I left higher ed and I just adjunct and went to K-12. So now I feel like I will be really good within that high school to that first 2 years of college transition piece, because now I understand where the disconnect with students in college. However, the goal
Okay.
is to be a VP, and that's the VP of student personnel, student affairs. That's my ultimate goal, is where I want to be.
Okay. So the very next role is what that you're applying for?
So the next role is at this point, how I'm seeing it's like it's just trying to get back in the door. Because since I left as an adjunct when I was in Texas, when I was in Houston, I have found it to be a challenge just to get as an adjunct in Louisiana. So it's
Okay.
now my thing is because you have to get your foot in the door. I'm just trying to get my
Hmm.
foot back in the door and work my way up
Yeah.
because I know
Fantastic.
you have to
So,
do that.
yeah. And do you want to stay local or are you open to travel? You open to moving?
I'm open to relocating.
Yeah. So the thing that comes to mind is, not just exclusively, but speaking with brothers at the different organizations, like the different universities that you want to work at. So let's say you pick the top 20 orgs, and then let's say we just got real aggressive, 30 or 40 orgs that you want to work at.
Mhm.
And you started reaching out to brothers at that organization, having those one-on-one calls. Maybe they're in a VP role, maybe they're in another role at that university, and you start getting feedback on how number one, how they perceive you in terms of getting your next role, be it at that university or a university. And what is it that you would need to do or say to get beyond all hurdles? Just whatever that top 10 answer is going to be for what they want to hear, for them it to be a no-brainer for you to get in that university. That would be the first thing. So I would start getting in touch. Hey, even in the BEM network, hey, who knows folks in higher ed? I know you have your own network, right? So tapping into there as well, but also who do they know? And then you can very easily, one of the biggest hacks of LinkedIn is everybody's there. You can see everybody you can, I really, honestly, I recommend folks reach out cold. And some people there are going to be in the mindset of helping other Black people, some won't, but you don't need everybody. You just need the ones that will. And I would
Great.
reach out, hey, I'm looking, I have experience in higher ed. I'm actually looking for my next best opportunity. And this is, kind of what I'm looking for. But I wanted to learn about your journey and what it was like for you to work at this university and climb that ladder. The real thing, one of the real things is people very much often enjoy talking about themselves. So if you can get someone on the phone and just learn about their journey, they'll ask you
Okay.
about yours. They,
Okay.
they know what's going. They know why you're calling. They'll ask about yours if they accept that call in the first place. So the thing that comes to mind for me is we need to get you on call. How quickly do you want to get this next role?
Um, honestly, well, this is what, and I'm just telling you based upon because when I apply for jobs or I see jobs, or when I apply for a job, I always copy and paste the job description for myself, and I save it in a folder in my email so when it comes up. So what I'm seeing, most of them are wanting master's degrees, which I have. However, others are requiring a PhD. And so I'm in the middle of my program, I'm at the end, almost done. So that's why I'm trying to wait until I finish school. So I'm talking about another year out because I know I want this degree underneath my belt. I want it to be, I want that earned degree because a lot of them that I see says earned PhD or EDD. So I'm trying to make sure I have it earned. So that's why I'm giving myself that year
Got it.
window
Yeah,
to see.
I'm seeing that. Yep. I think that's wise. And so really on this networking side, you could just start lining things up for the future
Mhm.
and get those conversations going because that still matters. Who you know matters. It just matters. We know. It's
Yes,
important. So if you can get those conversations going, I would get, two or three of those a week. I think it's time to get at it. We all have competition in terms of landing jobs. And so there's other people
correct,
that are going for that job that you want as well. But I think
correct.
that's going to be one of your best bets. You're going to learn about opportunities that haven't been posted yet because you're going to hit it off with somebody at one of these universities. They're going to say, you know what, man, this was great. We had a great conversation. Let's be in touch. why don't we circle back next month and see how it goes? Circle back. You know what? There's actually a role that's coming down the pipe. I want you to apply for. I think you'd be a perfect fit before the public even knows about it, right? You got someone that's
Right.
in there that's going to be in charge of the application. You know how this works.
Yes, and
You're
that
in
actually
education. You know how it
actually
works.
happened. That actually happened Friday. I received a phone call and say, "Hey, we got this job." And it's actually the school, like my college that I went to. They say, "Hey, we got this opportunity. Will you and just submit your application?" And I did that on Friday. That's when I received that email about the I didn't meet the minimum requirements. So I texted the gentleman and said, "Hey, this is what I received." And the hiring manager was out on Monday, so I'm waiting to get a follow up regarding that email and regarding the email that was generated from the school, in addition to him actually having my application on file. So that
Yep.
is in the works now.
Yep. I think this strategy is going to open up a lot of doors for you. But it's not about what I think. It's about what you
Correct.
think. So what's your take on this assessment so far?
The success rate as far as what, like
Oh,
getting
I'm
interviews or
sorry. It was no. Just the assessment of the plan. How do you view the plan so
I think
far?
it's a good plan. And not only I
Yeah.
met with both guys, I can't remember their names. I met with my mentor from the group, and I had my 20-minute call the other day, and we talked about this same exact thing. And I was just saying how, for me, just looking at the group as a whole, BM as a whole, everybody else is in business, and it's rarely I rarely see individuals in education, and so I know I have transferable skills that I could go into something completely out of education. I can. But for
Hmm.
me, and I don't mind stepping outside of my comfort zone because I know I have transferable skills, and the transferable skills I know that I have and I can do well in a Fortune 500 company is probably going to be professional development,
Okay.
training and development. So I think I could pivot more so in that. So I already have the plan out, and I know I can step out of this education role, because one thing I'm seeing is when people see that you've been in education, they put you in a box because the only thing you know how to do is teach. No, it is not. So
Hmm.
I can come in, I can
Hmm.
write through a whole plan. I can bring a whole deep professional development plan to you in your face, a whole training plan to you in your face, and let you see the work that I've done. And I just look at how
Hmm.
I think about how I um the teams that I coached and how I went into those meetings and how I walked into these meetings with my PowerPoints and how I engaged the groups so I understand what's needed in that area. And so that's why I know I could do it. That's another way, another avenue for me. If I say I want completely out, that training and development would be completely, totally my avenue out.
Okay. So I would say, let's talk about that, right?
Good.
Let's talk about, we got to talk about, I got to deny all these autopilots are trying to get in. No, leave. All right, cool. We're good. So, let's talk about that learning and development piece of the puzzle. So,
Mhm.
okay, real conversation. So let's
Okay.
say that do you have a daughter?
I know.
Perfect, good. Because this is a tough example we're going to use. So let's say
Okay.
you had a daughter, right? And she had a brain tumor. I know we went all the way there. She had a brain tumor. And your role as dad is to, have that fixed. And so you go to the doctor's office and you run into three people. The first one is the intake coordinator. Now, the intake coordinator sees everybody, right?
Mhm.
They've read a couple of medical journals here and there, right? They're no doctor, okay? So
Correct.
that's first person. The second person is a general practitioner. Now, they've seen a lot, toe fungus, broken femur, I don't know, hair falling out, whatever. They've seen a lot, treated a lot, everything, right?
Mhm.
And the third doctor, and by the way, your daughter's 7. The
Okay.
third doctor is a specialist that only works with girls ages 5 to 9,
Mhm.
specifically on healing, curing brain tumors. Out of those three people, you got three options. Which one are you probably going to want to speak to? It's a very
The,
leading
spe-
question,
the
of course.
specialist.
Of course. So same thing in your scenario is going into corporate America. Now, this is not always the case.
Mhm.
Definitely not always the case, but many times it's the case. They're gonna, like most people, they're gonna look for the specialist. Now, and they're saying, hey, you're perfect for this. Now, there's various ways to become a specialist. There's doing that task for the past 20, 30 years, right? That's one way, but that's only one way to become a specialist. There are other ways to become a specialist. And
Great.
some of those ways are the pieces that you narrow down on. So let's talk about this for a moment. Let's say um, you want to do L&D, learning development for corporate. Got it. And then you just hit the market and you know there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of companies. And you apply to big company, small company, medium company, overseas company, national company, automotive company, tech company, entertainment company. And you start showing up to all these interviews. And they say, welcome. You know what? I'm just here to do learning and development for whoever. Whoever's hiring, I got services. And they're like, oh, okay, so you'll basically work for anyone. You'll do it, any company's fine for you. Like, yep, I'm your guy. They're going to put you in the generalist category
Mhm.
with all the other generalists
That's
that
correct.
can generally do the job. No fanfare for these people. It's not a moral thing. It's just how the market typically sees generalist,
Correct.
something different. So let's say that in the market you've picked, let's say by the way, completely making this up, right? You're going to figure out
Right.
what's going to be right for you, of course.
Okay.
Let's just say you say, you know what, Fortune 500 company, in the automotive sector,
Okay.
in the
Yes.
Midwest, and these are the organizations specifically that I want, that I focus on, that I'm going to focus on.
Correct.
And then you hit the market, and that's like 50 companies, let's say. And you start networking in with those companies. You start learning the language that they use for L&D for automotive in the Midwest, which is different from California, Tesla.
Yes.
It's a whole different, the leaders are different, the history is different, the culture is different, the politics are different, the
Yes.
foods they're eating out there are different from California, New York, and Mississippi. And you learn that and you come in, you say, you know what, this is my specialty, my expertise. I'm not
Okay.
looking for the others. This is what I'm looking to do.
Mhm.
They're going to say, he's a, so it's different, right? It's different than having 20 years, but their mind is, he's a specialist. He's
Right.
specifically focused on us/me, whoever the
Correct.
interviewer is. I
Correct.
like this. It feels customized. Let's put him in the specialist category. So these are things, and they're all decisions. It's just decisions. It's just
Correct.
decisions that you make, and then you hit the market. My guess is you're going to have a better outcome. Now, no promises and guarantees, but my guess is you're going to have a better outcome if you make many of those decisions. So these decisions pretty much are company size, small, medium, large. First one.
Mhm.
Second one, industry, oil and gas, entertainment, consumer goods, financial. What's the industry that you want to focus on and specialize? Because industry to industry, they're just different. They're
Yes.
different.
They are.
There's people in one industry, they have their own conferences, publications, associate,
Yes.
So I'd say pick the industry. That would be the second piece. And that's probably, and the last thing is I'd say focus on region. I'd
Yes.
say give it a I'd say give it a go. And if you can find enough orgs that are in that region, you're set. But if you can't for any number of reasons, you need to be more broader, so be it. But you
Gotcha.
start whittling it down to those things, that will then let you know what you can do to just research that
Correct.
niche market and
Right.
just master it. Spend a month or 2 months, just talk to the people, watch the YouTubes, listen to the podcast. So when you
Okay.
show up to those interviews, those networking conversations, it sounds like you've been in there for 10 or 20 years, at least 5. And I
Yes.
think all of that will help to give you a leg up into moving into corporate. But that's just
Correct.
my humble opinion. I've been
Correct.
wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But I'm
Correct.
curious about your feedback. What are your thoughts on that type
No,
of
I do.
approach?
I do take that. I have 2 more minutes because I have a jump on for Zoom, for another Zoom real quick. I do
Okay.
take that because, and I think what you said is very important, specifically for me. because when I apply for jobs that are outside of my realm, I literally prepare for it. Number one, that's why I copy and paste the job description, because not only do I put keywords in my cover letter, now I know to really prepare for it. And as I prepare for it, I know there's going to be buzzwords that I need to use in that. So that part I've done, and so I respect that, and I need to hear that. And
Perfect.
I've been telling every gentleman that I've gotten online and say, man, I really need a mentor, because it has been hard for me to find a mentor. And so that's why I'm glad to be a part of BM, because now I get to network with everybody, and I'm getting to meet all these different people. And so I need that. Personally, I've never had it, and so now I know I'm making a push to do that. But I do understand the whole everything you're saying is absolutely correct. I
Hey,
do need
Caesar,
to get
Caesar,
can I jump in real quick?
yes.
So my name is David Newborn. I actually come from the learning and development space. That's my background. I've been in L&D, instructional design, learning and design development for 9 years.
There
So
it
Okay.
is.
anything that I've learned, or any knowledge that I have, man, call me, text me, and I'll share whatever you need. I'm actually looking to pivot into a different realm in the L&D space. So that's something you and I have in common.
Okay.
And I think that there may be some certifications that we can possibly even pursue together that can get us into
Correct.
that category like you all discussed.
Okay. Thank you, Dave.
Caesar, thank you so much. We'll be here next week, okay?
Yes,
Sounds
sir.
great.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
y'all.
care.
All
All
right.
right.
Come on.
All right, bye-bye. David, good to see you. Give me a moment, please, if you don't mind. I need to give my grab my my phone charger.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's hit it.
Yeah. So first off, I saw the link in the chat. I was just admitted to the community officially today. So I just
Awesome.
yeah,
Welcome. Glad to have
yeah.
you here.
Thank you, thank you. You and I had a brief 10-minute call. I was like a brief kind of coaching intro thing before I got into the
Good.
community, and you
Good.
kind of directed me on how to get that done. But just today, yeah, it was a job search thing here. It says Zoom link and the passcode and said, let's go. I didn't have no idea what it's about, but I'm here.
Good. So this is the job search group. Yeah, this is a good kind of orientation called into the community itself. So this is perfect timing. So in this community, there are, I think, two things to track. Number one is going to be your regional group. So what region are you in?
I'm in the Atlanta Southeast region.
Yeah, perfect. So a very robust group down there. Gonna love it. All right. So and regional leaders is Albert Whiteside, the fourth, I think. So you're in a great group. So I'd say just watch out for the regional socials that take place down there. And by the way, this is all, the whole thing is optional. It's no pressure. It's
Yeah,
if you want to participate, you participate. If you don't, you're busy. It's no sweat, no problem at all.
yeah.
So regional socials for Atlanta, be on the lookout for that. The next one will probably be in, I don't know, September, October, because they just had one.
Hmm.
So that's the first thing. But the second thing is we have all these educational cohorts, which are opportunities for learning and networking. And this is one of those groups. About 6 or 7 of them have facilitated weekly meetings.
Hmm.
So this one does. I facilitate this one. Then we have health and fitness, invest in Africa, um, personal finance, professional development, entrepreneurship. Those groups, I think that was maybe 6. They all have a weekly speaker series. And so the weekly speaker series here is just live Q&A uh, and coaching for guys that are job searching. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. All the other groups are just self-monitored and regulated. And so
Hmm.
people go in there, come in and go out or whatever, and they chat and they find their zone, like the cigar and the bourbon lounge or the sports talk or real estate group. Just there's a traders group for the day traders. Whatever
Oh,
your interests are, you can go there and just start building with the people there. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
that's so valuable, man. Wow. Okay. Good.
Yeah, easy, easy, easy. Now, in terms of job search, are you currently searching for a role?
I am currently searching for a role. Um, I have I have been narrowing down some of the things I heard you mention to Caesar, um,
Mhm.
especially as it relates to industry, not necessarily company size or region, but so quick background. So I'm married, no
Mhm.
kids. My mom's here in Atlanta with me. Everyone wants to move
Mhm.
abroad, right? No one
Okay.
wants to stay here. We all want to go somewhere. So obviously, I want to secure some remote, stable income so we can make that dream come true.
For
And
remote.
I've
Okay.
had stints where that has been my life. I've worked contracts, sometimes 9 months, 12 months, and everything is fine. But in my world, in my industry, once a project ends, budgets get kind of rearranged and there's reorganizations, and so I'm kind of back to square one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now I'm currently in the market. I just got certified last week as a Scrum Master. So that's gonna hopefully give me some more visibility as a project management professional. And
Mhm.
so that's where I am. I've been loading up stuff every day, all on LinkedIn and all of the engines. So
Okay. Let's take a step back because I love it and I love the vision and the remote piece. What's your ultimate, so as opposed to the next role, what is your ultimate career goal? Like if you just wave your magic wand and you were just doing that and you loved it, making the money you wanted to make, we're going to just go to the top of the mountain. What would you be doing?
oh man, like without talking about the money piece, I mean, so I'm a creative guy. I'm a musician. I play the drums. I
Mhm.
love I love like, how people make content. So I think somewhere like in the I don't know, like film, I'd be in some kind of the film industry, to be honest. I'd be doing something, cast director, direct set
Mhm.
director, something like that. Maybe
Okay.
music, yeah, music director, something like that. But it would be in that realm, something creative. So
Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the hard facts for just a moment here. Is that okay?
sure.
Okay, perfect. What's your age?
44.
Okay, do you have experience in the film or entertainment industry? On that side, on the casting, directing side.
Well, no, and I haven't pursued it, but no, I don't have any experience in that.
Okay, so that would be probably tough for you to, and just kind of hear me out, for you to start climbing that ladder. You know how they, start out with $8 an hour and
Oh
like all
yeah,
that stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
that's just, it's when you're, 18, 19, 21, 22, 25. It's like, bro, what's the deal?
totally.
But yeah, so starting that now, I think that would be tough to start that way.
Yeah,
If you were going to do that, starting that way, probably out of the cards unless you have a stack of money somewhere or, trust fund and you can just coast. Most of us in this community don't have that experience.
right, right,
Hopefully our kids will, right? But
right.
we don't. So it sounds like there may be projects that you can get in on,
Mm,
but off top, are not going to, be so probably super financially lucrative because you need to, you need to gain your reps for people
Absolutely.
to say that's the right one. We're going to pay them the big bucks. So I'd say, boom, love the vision. Secondary, probably. We need to get that primary job that's going to. So are we talking job or you're starting your own business?
As far as like my ultimate goal, so right now I'm thinking job.
Yeah, perfect. Love it. All right, let's go into that. So what is the let's kind of whittle it down. What is the job that you're looking to land?
So right now, I would be interested in doing in becoming a certified Scrum Master or a Scrum Master with like a pretty large size company, right? So like a
Okay.
Delta, like a Home Depot, like a
Okay.
Microsoft.
Let's jump in. Are you currently a certified Scrum Master?
I'm currently certified as a Scrum Master, but I don't have that experience. I have project management experience on my resume, but I am
No
certified.
problem. Yeah, no problem. So how long have you been applying, submitting resumes for Scrum Master roles?
Um, Officially for about 7 days with Scrum Master roles. About 7 days because I
hmm
just got certified last week.
hmm hmm Okay, got it. So what industry specifically are you going for?
So um, I haven't necessarily narrowed that down, but I've been tracking in the cloud infrastructure. Like there are a lot of consulting agencies, right? Accentures um, that have cloud infrastructure projects that need managers for. So I'm trying to get into the IT tech transformation space.
So you want to be in IT. You want to be in tech.
Yes.
Okay, let's get at it. This is going to be a great conversation. How much time do we have? We're great on time. All right, let's hit it.
Okay.
So, tech, do you want a small, medium, or large organization? They're different.
Yeah. Some of this I don't really know because I don't know what I don't know, but
No, no problem, no problem. So
I
let's not just if you just roll with me, let's have you get that answer. Let's
okay.
have you get that answer. So you don't have to guess, you can know.
Okay.
So I would say hit up the community today, Atlanta group and professional development group. Both of those groups and the AI group. Three groups. Atlanta,
Mhm.
AI, professional development. And say,
Okay.
hey guys, I am now have you worked in tech before or no?
Not in tech, not in it with a tech firm. I've worked on tech projects before.
No problem. We're talking the industry. So I would say I'm breaking into tech. This will help guys feel empathetic towards you as well. I'm breaking into tech.
Hmm.
I have my Scrum Master's certification.
Hmm.
I'm curious about the differences between large, medium, and small tech companies. If you work for a tech company, can I have 15 minutes of your time for a call? That's it.
Hmm.
Drop that message, all three groups. Hey guys, I'm new to the community. Start with that because then that you get the new community love off that.
Right, right.
So I would drop that into those three groups, Atlanta Professional Development, AI group, hop on the phone, ask them, start asking. What are the cultural? So here we go. This is a good step from now until next week. What are the differences between large, medium, small organizations? Period. Offer it off top. What are the differences for Scrum Masters in these organizations? Um, you can ask them who are the different leaders, who are the different superstars in terms of leaders in those industries, in those company size. It's all tech, the industry.
Right.
How are they using AI in those size organizations? It's going to be different. Maybe a different CRM system,
Right.
outreach system, whatever you name it. You absolutely need to know this stuff because
Okay.
it's very competitive out there, and this is going to help give you an advantage.
Okay.
Um, I would say talk about what when you're talking with them, what companies are hiring right now,
Mhm.
what companies are laying people off right now.
Ah,
Get this information. This will save you a world of hurt and time. What else? Good questions. Yeah, I mean, you could hit up ChatGPT and just even ask them like, what are some good questions to ask in networking for this kind of a thing? Just get some good questions.
Sure.
You can even ask them, what are some good questions I should be asking? They're going to just be supportive, period. They're
Yeah.
going to support you. So I
That's
would
good.
say that's a great place to start. And then you can start to get your answer if you want to work for a small, medium, or large organization. Once you figure that out, you can then whittle it down to the top 20 or 30 companies, small, medium, or large. So that way, when you're out there on LinkedIn or wherever you're searching, Glassdoor or wherever, and you come across a small organization like, hey, that's a rule, but you've decided already. I'm going for the. You only
Yeah.
have so many hours in a day.
True.
And this is like going after all three is like a scatter shot. It's like they have different leaders, there's different trends, it's a different kind of economy for small, medium. They're just different. So
Yeah.
we want you to be an expert, a specialist. And I'm going to tell you, you need that. You
Mm.
need that. We all do. We
Yeah.
all need that advantage of being
Yes.
seen as a specialist versus a generalist.
Yes.
So generalists get general opportunities, specialists get special opportunities. You want to be a specialist. I want, I'm sorry. There's a lot of things that I'm very flexible on, this, that, and third. That's not one of them. You need to be a specialist. The market needs to see you as special. So that's what I would recommend as some first steps. The BEM community will absolutely help you with that. Um, and then you'll know what kind of orgs you should probably apply for. And then the next step we can get into there's really three ways to get a role. Number one, we call them cold applications. You're going to know all this, by the way. Cold applications are going on LinkedIn, applying to the jobs there. It's an
Mhm.
application, you don't know anybody there. So it's
Exactly.
cold. Hardest way to get a job. The second one is recruiters. So your LinkedIn, whatever it looks like right now, needs to be optimized for the role you want. So
Mhm.
that LinkedIn needs for that LinkedIn algorithm for all the recruiters is thousands, tens of thousands of recruiters on LinkedIn. Many of them, some of them are looking for Scrum Masters right now,
Mhm.
this very moment. And they have their own version of LinkedIn where they get to type in keywords and those profiles pop up.
Right.
So if your profile's not optimized for the role you want, it won't come up for them.
Right.
You
Right.
will not be found. So how is your LinkedIn? Is it optimized for the role you want right now?
Yeah, as soon as I got the certification last week, I went on LinkedIn immediately. I put in I actually posted, you know what, I'm proud to announce I have this new certification, took a picture of it,
Love it.
changed my title in the whole nine. So hopefully that does it. But if there's any
Perfect.
more
Yeah.
revisions, I'll do those.
Yeah, I would just ask the both groups, Atlanta and professional development. Hey guys, I'm going for this type of role. Let me know if this is looking right to you all. Actually, I would ask, is there any recruiters here? Don't ask general people. General people, they don't know.
Are there any recruiters?
They just don't know. They think they know. They might know, but you want a recruiter to tell you because they
Got it.
know. And we
Right.
have recruiters in the community. So I
Right.
would ask that, hey, any recruiters, give me a look. Now here's a hack that's very helpful, and your competitors are probably using it. It's called jobscan.co. I'll spell it out. JOBSCAN.CO. What is jobscan.co? Jobscan.co. So companies are using computerized systems to vet all the new applications. So they put out a job description, right? We are looking for a Scrum Master. And then 100 applications come up. That's for one role. They got 10 new roles that just opened up for
Mhm.
different stuff. That's 1,000 applications. So back in the day, Mary in HR would get the little letter filer, would open it up, the letter, because people used to send in their resumes. I don't know if you remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Send in a resume, and Mary would open it up, unfold it, because it's folded in thirds, unfold it and read it.
Yeah.
And then the ones that Mary liked would put over here, the other ones would go in the no pile. That's not what's happening these days.
Right.
It's computerized filtration systems. And what those computerized systems are looking for is keywords. They're looking for, so they put up the job description, and then all those resumes that come in, they're looking for the resumes that have the highest number of keywords matched with the job description. So you might stay up all night and update your resume and say, well, it looks perfect to me.
Right.
And then it turns out that when it matches up against the computer, it's only a 60% match rate, and you need it to be at 80%, but you're a human and you don't know.
Right.
JobScan lets you know. So what JobScan does, if you want to work at Google and there's a Scrum Master, you upload the job description and then you upload your resume, and it will, do you already know all this?
I don't. Never heard of
Perfect. So
JobScan.
so it'll upload and it'll show you a percentage on your keyword match. So you stayed up all night doing your resume. You uploaded JobScan, you're only at a 50% match rate because you just didn't, we're
Sure.
human, we don't know.
Right.
JobScan will show you line by line by line by line all the way through what you need to update. And you update it, and then the score goes up
Right.
until you get to an 80%. That's when you send off the resume. I would not, if I were looking for a job today, number one, I would not do it without a JobScan or JobScan type program. And number two, I wouldn't send out a single resume unless my match rate score was 80% or higher, because your competitors are doing it.
Copy. JobScan.
So yeah,
The website is JobScan, JOBSC.
SCAN.
Okay, got it. .co.
.co, not com. Yeah, .co.
Copy.
They may have a first month free. I don't know. It's 39, 49 bucks, something like that. I think it's worth it.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
it's worth it.
For sure, yeah.
So I think those are some tweaks for sure. It's in terms of some very next steps. I'll be here next week. We'll just take the next step there, but you got a lot to work with from now until then, and you're going to get a lot of support. That's the thing you're going to love about it.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. I would do that, man. So the message is I'm breaking into tech. I have a certified Scrum Master. I'm curious the differences between large, medium, and small tech companies. If
The
you're
cultural
recruiting,
differences, the cultural difference.
Right. If you work for a tech company, can I have 15 minutes of your time
To hop on a call.
to hop on a call? Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I'll do that, man. That's
I would
great.
even kick it off with an intro. Even to that is get that new community love. Hey,
Yeah.
fellas, I'm new to the community. Start
Yeah.
off with that, because everybody's gonna love you for that. Like, oh, hey, what's going on? That kind of
Right.
energy,
Okay.
and then you get into what you're asking for. Yep.
Yep. I'll do it just like that. That's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one thing about me, man. I will follow some instructions. That's my claim to fame.
You'll move quickly,
Okay.
because you're dealing with some people that know. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the people in the community.
Yeah.
So good stuff, man. Anything else kind of bubbling up?
That's really it, man. I just need to secure something stable, man. I've been doing these contracts, these short-term contracts for so long, and it's been pretty exhausting. I can't really plan my life the way that I need to. So
No,
this is
you need stability.
Yeah, you gotta have it, man. So that's really it, man. I appreciate your time as always, Jewel, man. This is really, those hacks are gonna go into play today.
I love it, man. All right, well, sounds good. You need anything from me, you know where to find me. I'm in every group, but
Yeah.
you can reach me directly in the job search. I hope you enjoy your experience.
Quick question. If I am thinking
Yeah.
about abroad and I want to do this to try a place out, what place should I try?
That's a longer conversation. You're single?
Well, I'm married, but no kids.
You're married. Okay, that makes a difference. Married. So she would come with you?
She would come after. I would go exploring and she would come later.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. All right, I'll just speak from what I know. So I think Mexico's great. I love Mexico. The dollar goes further. The people are nice. Bump what they say. It's safe. Find it, if it's like America, man. If you want trouble, you know where to find it. But if
Yeah.
you want peace, we know the neighborhoods we can go to that are just more, that are
Yeah.
safe, peaceful, and all that. It's the same thing as Mexico.
We're talking
I think it's,
Mexico City. We're talking like Acapulco.
Yeah, not Acapulco. It changed over there.
Yeah.
It's more dangerous now. Mexico City's good. Prices are heating up. Are you more of like y'all like to go out party, nightlife? Are you more like a little low key?
We're kind of like right in the middle. I prefer. I love any coastal town. Couple of bars, restaurants here is cool, but or at least not far from a beach. You know what I mean? But I don't want to be in a rural, like, in the mountains, jungle somewhere. I want to be somewhere near some civilization.
Yeah, I would say some cities in Mexico just to peep, just to check out. Have you been to Mexico?
I have, yeah. Mexico City,
Mexico
Oaxaca.
City. Uh-huh.
Been to
Yeah.
Oaxaca.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know about them already.
Yeah.
So I would say Merida, if you haven't checked out Merida,
Merida.
supposedly the safest, yep, down in the Yucatan Peninsula, supposedly the safest city in Mexico. I loved it down there because it was more Caribbean.
Yeah.
So you just had more, even the language is more like not Dominican, but just like Caribbean Spanish and
Yeah.
some Caribbean foods. And I was like, oh yeah, this is my whole vibe down
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
So I loved Merida. I highly recommend just checking it out. Other places in Mexico, coastal, it's a longer
You
conversation.
don't have to
Maybe
be.
Puerto Vallarta,
Yeah.
maybe. It's more of a party town though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can go
Mexico's
inland, but
great.
anyway, we'll catch up, man. We'll catch up. I appreciate
Check
that.
out the travel group. I'd say check out the travel group because you can tap other people's minds in there and see what they have to say.
For sure. For sure. Jewel, thanks so much, bud.
All right, brother. Take care.
See you.
Peace.